homesteading to prepping to common horse sense, we are College Hill Farm. Welcome back to College Hill Farm. Well, today I'm going to hoe onions. I'm going to show you how to hoe onions and when to hoe onions. I get contacted a lot by email, and people want to know, when should I do this or when should I do that? When should I hoe? When should I not hoe? That kind of thing. Of course, you know, I did that video about how to use a hoe. And so many people thought, well, why do you do a video about how to use a hoe? Everybody knows how to use a hoe. No, they don't. And I've got, I think, 5,000 views or 6,000, maybe 8,000 views on that video, how to use a hoe. And I've got more comments and more people emailing me to thank me for doing that video because it helped them with their back. They just really didn't understand how to use a hoe. So today I'm going to show you about using a hoe and with onions. First off, this is my onion hoe. Now this was a hoe that my boys got from Tractor Supply. It was wide, and they cut the sides down so that it's 2.5 inches wide here. And of course it's got 3 tines on the back that I can get in around stuff with. So this is the perfect for an onion hoe because you plant your onions closer together. Now when should you hoe? Well, you should hoe when you start seeing weeds. And I don't mean wait 3 weeks after you start seeing weeds. That's taken away from your plants. When you start seeing weeds, hoe. It cuts down on the amount of hoeing you have to do and the amount of actual work you have to do. If you'll hoe, you might have to hoe 3 or 4 times within a month. Okay? Once a week. Hey, that's a whole lot better than letting your stuff go by the way and not get hoed when it needs to, because if you let the weeds take it, you don't get no produce. And the onions are exactly that. If you let the weeds take them, you don't get no onions. So let's get out here and look in the garden, and I'll show you what to do to hoe in the garden for onions. Here are my onions, and they're in a row here. There's a little onion right there. There's one here. There are 2 onions here. There's an onion there. So what you want to do is, all you're doing when you're hoeing onions is you're getting rid of their competition. Okay? That's all you're doing. You're getting rid of their competition. You don't have to hoe like you're just getting rid of their competition. And if you cut an onion out, I just did that. Did I pull it up or did I cut it off? Nope. I accidentally pulled one up. So all you want to do, take that onion, put it back in its row, and cover it right back up. It'll be okay. It won't hurt it. Okay, when they came as sets. So now, just keep going. You'll notice I'm not disturbing the soil much. I'm just dragging my hoe across the top of the soil. One thing it needs to be is good and dry. Now around here, I have kind of a sandy loam. A clay loam, clay and sandy loam combination. But that's all you have to do for your onions. Now I'll come back later with my tiller and till close to these. Okay? But for right now, that's all I have to do. And these onions are going to be good for a couple of weeks. Okay, you don't have to kill yourself to hoe these onions. Now, as far as the soil being dry, you need your soil to be dry to hoe. Around here it takes about 3 days for the soil to dry out enough for me to hoe onions. Then I can hoe them and they'll be fine. 9 times out of 10 I come through with my tiller and till along beside the onions first and then hoe. But I don't have the tiller on my tractor this evening, and tomorrow morning it's supposed to be raining, and I don't have time to go put the tractor on. I'd be out here with a headlight on trying to hoe these onions. I got 2 100-foot rows and then a 25-foot row to hoe. So I'm going to go ahead and hoe them, and I'll take the tines of the hoe and just come out here beside the row, and that will get rid of anything out there beside the onions, and then hoe the others. That way later when I come by to till, I can get close without having to get too close. Now let's get down this row and hoe some onions. But before we do that, let's talk about hoe mechanics. Okay, let's talk about hoe mechanics for a minute. When you hold your hoe, you want to hold it like this. One hand up here at the top and one hand down here at the bottom, down low, where it's comfortable, so that when you lean on the hoe, you're standing straight up. Okay? You need to be standing straight up, because if you're not standing straight up, it's going to hurt your back. And that way you can hoe without having to bend over. Bending over is the bane of my existence. So I don't bend over. I hoe standing straight up. And that allows me to hoe an entire 100-foot row without my back being in two. So let's get down this row and hoe some. So that's how long it takes to hoe out 50 foot of a 100-foot row of onions if you don't let the weeds get great big. You can do that in short order. I let the video run in real time so that you could see how long it actually takes if you don't let the onions get really weedy. If you let them get really weedy, it takes a long time. But if you don't, this can be done quick. You don't have to kill yourself. You can stand straight up and hoe those onions and get all the weeds out. Okay, I've got another 150 foot row, 150 foot, 100, and then 25 foot more, 175 feet to go. Okay, 250 feet worth of onions hoed, or 225 feet worth of onions hoed. It's 8:05, so it took me an hour and 5 minutes. That's with doing a video. So probably 45 minutes I could have come out here and hoed these onions. The onion hoe makes a big difference. If you're using a regular wide hoe, sometimes you got to bend over and pluck weeds. Well, I don't have to do that. This onion hoe stops that, and if there's something close, you can take this tip and put it right by the weed next to the onion and just push it out of the way. So now, if you like this stuff, this homesteading, do-it-yourself kind of thing, be certain to come on out to the channel and subscribe. We do this homesteading stuff every week, sometimes 1, sometimes 5 videos. Just depends on what's going on in the homestead that week. Now, if you hit the little bell when you come to the channel, it'll notify you when we upload a video. We upload every Sunday. Now, with that being said, it's time for me to get on to the next thing.